Alright, peeps. We are back in Florida, and the internet is acting all screwy. Seriously? We just lost 1,000 packets, or 1,000 frames, it said here. Let's see if that helps. Almost up to 2,000 drop frames. Still looks good, huh? Alright. So anyway, I am here with Murder.
What up?
And we, meaning Murder and I, decided, and we were going to save this discussion for this week. It's a little bit more in detail than what we were talking about last week. So, with that being said, we are... Anyway, we are going to talk about this fiasco that happened to Equifax. Or Equifax, or whoever you want to call it. One of those people that tells you got bad credit even if you got good credit. It was brought up to everyone's attention that Equifax being hacked, and if anybody doesn't know what Equifax is, it is a credit reporting agency, meaning that they receive information from millions of people about other people, or businesses, about other people, whether they gave them a line of credit and how much and what the terms were, or somebody owes a business money and they haven't been paying, they put that on that credit report as well. So this is basically just that, a credit report of you, and there are millions of people who are on these credit reports. And there's all kinds of personal information. All kinds of it. Needless to say, they got hacked. And they stated that, they being Paul Stevens, the Director of Policy and Advocacy at the Privacy Rights Clearinghouse, stated, "We will be feeling the effects for essentially 100 years until everybody is dead that is exposed by this breach." Meaning that if you are one of those unlucky people, you're going to be spending the rest of your life trying to clean up the mess of their inability to stop the hacks. The only reason why I say it's their inability is because they probably never got hacked like this before, and so they weren't prepared. And that being stated, there are nobody can be 100% ready for an attack when it comes to cyber attacks. Nobody. The only way a cyber attack can't hit you is if you're not even on the cyber net. If you're nowhere on the internet, you can't get hit. But everybody is on the internet nowadays. You ought to Google yourself one time to find out.
I did.
I did too. It was scary.
It showed some really weird picture of a gay guy in this funny looking costume.
That was your early days. You don't remember because you were oblivious to, the whole, what's the name of that group now? They sung the YMCA. Village People.
Oh.
You were one of the Village People.
I'm also a retired professional baseball player.
Yeah.
For the Philadelphia Phillies.
Imagine that, right?
Yeah.
Where's that paycheck you're getting? Where's that retirement?
I don't know. It's lost in the mail.
I myself, I searched myself, and there are addresses I never even lived at that have my name attached to those addresses. But I know why. And it's because of my brother. He stole my identity, lived in a place, basically used my identity for utility bills and things of the sort, and there you go. I got back from Iraq, and he had taken my name, my social security number, and got a driver's license with it. Got into an accident, hit and run, and left the scene of the accident. There was a warrant out for my arrest, and when I got back here stateside, and I was driving down the road, in my car that I just purchased, I got pulled over and was arrested because of my brother. So it can happen to anybody getting your identity stolen, and it doesn't have to be through one of these credit reporting agencies. It could be one of your own family members. Or one of your own kids. And that's when you beat the snot out of them for it. But anyway, when this happened, the Federal Trade Commission has stepped in and has working to try to help so this doesn't happen again. So that means that there are going to be new laws that will be coming out to help fight against this. They might not be laws that we would agree with in the beginning, but they are probably laws that will be needed in order to get the job done. So it might be an inconvenience for you for a year or two until things are straightened out, but it's better than spending a lifetime trying to get it straightened out. It states here that at present, federal law requires companies to tell you only about data breaches that affect specific health care information about you. In the case of financial information, only publicly traded companies must tell you when hackers steal personal, identifiable information. And the rest of your rights come from the state laws, which vary, and it states here, a lot. Meaning some states don't even have to tell you a damn thing. You just have to learn it out on your own. Going out trying to use your credit card to pay for dinner when you're with your girl and it gets declined, and you know you've paid your bills, and you don't know why, right there. Because of laws that are in place right now that basically state the state doesn't have to tell you anything. Or what if your company that you have a credit card through is not publicly traded? What if it's a private company? They don't have to tell you a damn thing. So, when it comes down to it, it's very important that you guys protect yourselves by looking into avenues that will protect yourself in the long run. The only thing I can think of that comes to my mind, and I hear about it all the time on talk radio, because I listen to a lot of talk radio, is LifeLock. And how they, once you're in with them, you get lawyers, you get access to lawyers, you get access to up to $1 million of protection. So say somebody goes and runs up your stuff all the way to $120,000. Well, you know what? That's not on you because you end up with LifeLock. LifeLock pays that off, gets you free and clear of it, but also goes to court for you against these other people to get this stuff cleared up. So and I don't know how much it is, so don't ask me because I really don't know. Oh, you had it for you and the boys? You had it for you and the boys? Oh. Ah. Yeah, I didn't either, but I should have. So needless to say, there are things out there that can help you, but you have to pay for them. They're not free. And I know Murder is in the IT industry, going through school and getting more certificates, and he's doing all kinds of things. And I'm going to kind of throw this into his court because he'll tell you a little bit more than I can on how to keep yourself safe, and maybe he knows a little bit more about some other things as well that is involved with trying to keep everything secure as best as possible without having to spend money. So I'm throwing it to you, Murder.
Yeah, so the best way to do it is unplug your computer, put it in a box, store it in your attic.
Yeah. Pay cash for everything.
Obviously, even large corporations can't keep themselves safe. Some of these people getting hacked, though, kind of blows my mind that they had as little protection as they did. Um, Knowing what I know and what I've learned in school so far, it's like I could rattle off the top of my head 3 or 4 things that they should have had in place to prevent it, and they didn't. And it's like y'all have got IT people that have already graduated, security professionals that aren't protecting you. But without spending a lot of money, which I mean, if you had the money, you've got all sorts of hardware features that you could buy and put in place that would prevent any information on your computer from getting out anywhere. The best way to do it is just don't put anything out on a website unless it is. Most browsers will show when you have a secure connection. Um, I believe Internet Explorer still shows a little lock on the top next to your web address.
I believe so. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. I actually have that browser over for that.
Yeah, so to show that you're secure, it has the little lock symbol
Yeah,
on it.
and if you mouse over it, it tells you the company and their certificate, the identity certificate that they do own, showing that they have what's called an SSL, which is a site, something lock or whatever they call it. I can't remember the damn name now. A secure site lock, I think is what the SSL stands for. But anyway, you'll notice in the address as well, it'll say HTTP or HTTPS. And a lot of times, if it has the S, is because there is something that has your personal information on it. There are other sites that don't have that.
So the S isn't necessarily because there's personal information of yours on that page or accessible from that page. What the S is actually showing, when you have the HTTPS, the secured feature of HTTP, it's a certificate that's been
Yeah.
issued from the, oh god, I had to look it up. There's an acronym for this corporation or administration that is in control of all certificates issued to websites. Um, so what it's saying is that it is officially secured. It has a certificate to say that it is secured and it is safe to interact on that website with any personal information you may have or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that, here I just went to the, certificate itself, and the certificate states it's issued by COMODO ECC Domain Validation Security Server CA2. And then they give an actual validation date of 9/18/2017 to 3/28/2018. And the certificate is intended for the following purposes. Ensures the identity of a remote computer. That's all that that certificate is saying that it's doing. And that was just clicking on the little lock on Internet Explorer. Here it states on the Google side, when you click on that lock, it gives you a little drop down. It tells you what is being done, if notifications are being blocked, or if JavaScript is being allowed, or if Flash is being asked or allowed or blocked, pop-ups blocked or allowed.
Now, the lock that you're seeing is a Chrome specific item.
Oh, is that the Chrome one? Okay.
You're on Chrome right now, right?
Yeah, I have Chrome and the other one, Internet Explorer, opened up.
And the little drop down you're seeing, I believe you're looking at the Chrome one when you click that drop down.
Yeah.
It's a sub menu from Chrome. Google put in there so that you can change what you want blocked or unblocked. By default, they block a lot of stuff. Or you'll see it says ask by default, so it'll ask you
Mm-hmm.
if something requests certain information or wants access to your microphone or your camera, for instance. It'll ask you if that site's allowed to access.
Yeah.
You can change those settings to always block it or always allow it, but that is a submenu for Chrome itself.
Yeah. I know when I set my server up, automatically it does like a hard block of everything on your browser. And you gotta actually go into the settings and change all your settings just so you can go to the internet to download certain programs that you'll need for your server. I mean, literally just block off saying, no, you can't go to that site.
Now that's on Server Edition operating system, right?
What's that?
That's on a Windows Server Edition operating system.
Yes.
Yeah.
2012.
By default, the firewall blocks. It pretty much blocks all internet access until you manually tell it what to open up.
Yeah. Now, Search, you did make a good point because we're building websites and things of the sort. We did find out that through Google will use the HTTPS's websites to promote those websites above any and all other websites that just hold the HTTP on the address. And so a lot of small companies do lose out because they don't have, well, how much was it for the SSL? $69 for a year. Just 1 year to use it. And that was with a discount? With our discount? Yeah. So with our discount, it's an extra $69 for the whole year. Without the discount, I think it was like almost $89, something like that. It was like $89
from the web hosting company.
From any of the web hosting companies.
Yeah.
They won't. If you don't buy it through the web hosting company, whether it's GoDaddy, Wix, any of those, companies like that, if you don't buy it through them, then it doesn't become recognized on your website because you didn't buy it through them. Even if you do have the certificates. Say you went directly to a company and said, I want these certificates directly from your company, and you bought them somehow, they still wouldn't be recognized on those other sites because you didn't buy it through them.
Yeah. Now, there are places you can go depending on how you set it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because this portion of setting up Windows Server, we've been through in school already. You can set up a certificate authority on your Windows Server Edition server on your machine, which will create the certificates, the security certificates and everything for you, for your domain, for your website if you're hosting it on your server.
Yep.
And then all you need is somebody to authenticate that certificate, which all it does is pretty much this third-party company, you send the certificate through them. It's kind of a backtrace. They're like, okay, yep, it's secure. So they send it on out to the internet so that your site shows up secured, certified, and everything. Which you can do if you set up your own certificates and everything. There are websites out there that are as little as like $5 a year.
Yeah.
For an SSL certificate.
Yeah, I know that through our CNG gaming website, because we don't keep personal information on there. Everything goes through PayPal for right now. Yeah, PayPal has their own certificates because all the information that you give goes through PayPal. So we kind of bypass that. But once we do get our SSL and we get we get everything up and running, then we won't have to use PayPal. We can start using other services for people to check out directly at our website. But with that being said, the FTC, which is the Federal Trade Commission, has come in and is obviously doing what they can to make things better. They have laws set in place, and those laws are there to protect you as the customer, not anybody else. It's not there to protect the company, it's there to protect you from stuff that the company does. I did give you links for these stuff, right? Search. You put them on the webpage? On the Facebook page? Okay. If you guys go to our Facebook page, you'll see we have all the links and stuff. You guys can read all this stuff for yourself on how to protect yourself. Now, the Federal Trade Commission protects your privacy by doing what they call the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And that in itself means that you have the right to go in and say, I did not authorize this. This is not me. You go in, they have to investigate. If it comes back that it wasn't you, or if they don't even acknowledge that you have even put a claim against it, it gets stricken from your credit reports. Completely taken away from your credit report, has to be taken away in 30 days. I've had it happen to me. I've done it. On the one page for the Protecting Consumer Privacies, you'll see on the side there's tools for consumers. You can actually set yourself up on there. There's a Do Not Call registry, which a lot of companies who use auto dialers will still give you a call. And I think they need to get rid of those auto dialers. What I was looking at was they're making sure companies keep their promises to consumers. That particular link gives you a little bit more information of what they're doing to help protect you. And then if you go down the list, you'll see all the different, what they call press releases on everything that they're doing consistently to make sure that you are getting taken care of. Let me see here. One of them that we looked at was ASUS. The Federal Trade Commission made the company ASUS Tech Computers Inc., which is ASUS, the guys who make the motherboards, the computers, you name it, ASUS, whatever it is that they're making. They're making them update, and this was done last year, but they made them update all of their security programs and all their security software just only to their routers so far. Because people's information was open to being taken, whether it was emails, text messages, any of that kind of stuff. People could just grab it through their routers. All they had to do was just sit there with a little listener, and it picks up things. Say it's you're talking back and forth with a company who you're purchasing something for your kids through, and you got to send them personal information. Well, guess what? They just got that personal information from you. But now ASUS has got in place software that's supposed to prevent that from happening. And now they must notify consumers about anything that has to do with updates now, and that involves any kind of security flaws that they have. And they have to do this for the next 20 years via an independent auditor. So that means on your end, they got to make sure you're safe with the stuff that they put out, like their routers. That's their job. And the FTC is holding them to that and basically forcing them to make sure that they do it right. And the commission voted on the approval for this, for ASUS privacy case, 3-0, meaning that it was unanimous. You know, they were going to do it, no matter what. And if the company at any time misleads the customers about the security of the company's products, they'll be hit with a fine, and I'm sure they don't want to pay those fines. The fines are not slaps on the wrist, like with some of these other companies. They'll get away with $100,000 slap on the wrist. They just throw that out there and they just keep doing business as usual. Murder, have you used anything that had to do with ASUS as far as on the router side?
Not on the router side. I mean, the only thing that networking wise is the Ethernet port on my motherboard.
ASUS?
Yeah, I have a lot of ASUS products. Like that's my go-to product for just about anything computer related. If I can get it ASUS, I get ASUS. Just personal preference. I think they're great. They're dependable and good quality. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, then this had nothing to do with motherboards or things of the sort.
Yeah.
This is basically, this particular thing was just routers. So, I mean, in all honesty,
I do like their routers. This is a unfortunate event that happened to them. Only reason I don't have one of their routers is because, well, you now have the same cable company I do.
yeah.
They won't support any router but their own. So you have to pay the $5 a month to rent their router, because if anything goes wrong and the internet's not working, they'll automatically blame it on your router if it's not theirs, and they'll tell you, we'll charge you $40 to have somebody come out and look at it because it's not our equipment.
Yeah. And
so
that's
the only reason. That's the
garbage.
only reason I don't have one. But yeah, I got the little Netgear thing. I mean, it works. That's about all I'll give it. Is it works. It does its job, but it doesn't do what I would like for it to do.
Yeah.
Or as much.
Yeah. So I mean, there are a lot of things out there, and if you at any time feel like your information is not safe, look at the certificates. Make sure those certificates are not outdated. Outdated certificates means that they just didn't pay the extra money to make sure that certificate was in place. It could have been any company that does it. Maybe they forgot. So, yeah. But just always protect yourself. Always, if you're not sure, go with your gut feeling that you're not sure and don't do it.
But don't put any personal information on any website, no matter what it is. I mean, don't even put your date of birth into something if you're not comfortable, unless it says you have the HTTPS, unless that site is secured.
Yeah.
Now, once again, that's not a guarantee that, okay, well, this site's secured, so I can put my entire life story on this site and I'm safe. Obviously not. Experian got hacked. I just think about all the companies over the past 4 or 5 years that have been hacked that everybody thought was so secure. Capital One got hacked. I mean, one of the biggest credit card companies in the world, they got hacked. Sony's been hacked. PS4 accounts have been hacked. Xbox Live accounts have been hacked.
Facebook has been hacked how many times now?
Facebook's been hacked. Google hacked Apple just for the fun of it to prove that they could. I mean, which I still find very hilarious.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, no, our Apple software, operating systems, our MacBooks, they're safe. No spyware, no nothing. So Google went and put adware into a bunch of Chromebooks or MacBooks and said, haha. Apple said, hey, pay us shit tons of money as a fine. Google's like, here, pocket change. It was fun. Good luck.
Yeah. Oh, like here's one right here. Google will pay $22.5 million to settle the FTC charges it misrepresented privacy assurances to users of Apple's Safari internet browser back in 2012.
Yeah. Google hacked them for the hell of it. It's just to prove they could. And they're like, oh, you owe us X millions of dollars. And Google's like, oh, that's it? Okay.
Here's one that has to do with gaming. FTC charges that the security flaws in the RockU game site exposed 32 million email addresses and passwords. Facebook settles FTC charges that it deceived consumers by failing to keep privacy promises. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There are just so many different things that you can just talk about when it comes to this. Just know that the FTC is out there for you guys. Just go to ftc.gov, and if you're having a problem with something, or I should say anything that has to do with your credit reports, or you're not sure if you're involved with something, contact the FTC. Ask them questions. Send them emails. Bombard them. And they will get to you. They will tell you exactly what they find. I wish a lot of the government actually worked as hard as the FTC does to protect everyday people. So, moving on. Murder and I talked a couple weeks ago about a couple of games. Now I can't find them. Yes. I don't know if we had talked about them or not, but Murder has gotten a copy of each one of these games and started playing them. And I have not. But one day I will. I'm going to let Murder give you guys information about each one of the games, being that he did play both of them. And then we'll go from there.
Which one you want to start with?
Let's start with Next Day.
Give me 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, Next Day is on sale 30% off on Steam. So right now it's $6.99.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? Which one?
The Next Day Survival. It is
okay.
on sale for $6.99 right now.
Nice. Yeah, I had wife distractions here.
Wife aggro.
Next Day Survival. Decent game. It's not bad. If it's on sale right now for $6, I think it's worth $6. It's a lot like it's really a lot like DayZ, kind of PUBG, whatever, sort of third person looting, stuff on the ground, so you got to kind of look at it and pick it up. The crafting's not bad. It's a little too basic at the moment. It's a fairly new game though, so you can't expect full blown finished in depth game yet. I mean, I don't know. It's decent. I only got 3 hours into it, and was like, yeah, it's not bad. There's I died a lot more from the NPCs in the game than anything else. He missed. I threw a piece of paper out.
What?
Oh, at Grim. Now, I died
What
from
are
the
you talking
NPCs
about?
more than the bears. There's bears and wolves in the game. There are NPCs to interact with.
Damn bears.
Not as many NPCs as Valnir. But there are NPCs, enemy NPCs, which is what killed me the most. They have different areas that they'll guard. They seem to have way, way, way better aim than they should. They
They are
don't miss.
aimbots.
They don't miss at all. Which I mean, I know they're NPCs, they're computer controlled, but can't give them 100% aim. That's just not fair. Um, you can hide behind stuff and they can't shoot you, but they won't leave. They won't go, they won't leave till you're dead or you run far enough away that they quit following you. Um, but it's a decent game. It's not too bad. I didn't get too far into it. Now the other game, Valnir, um, it's a lot better graphics. I compare the graphics to if anybody's ever watched anybody play Subsistence. Subsistence is very realistic looking. Valnir is very realistic looking. Um, a lot more in depth as far as the game goes. They've done a lot. It's just as new. As a matter of fact, I think it's a little newer than Next Day. But
Let's see, September 26th for Valnir, July 20th for Next Day.
yeah, so Valnir is newer, but you can tell they've put more into it before they released it. Which it is a what do they call it? It is an early access, so they're still working on it, but they've put a lot of detail into it. Um, there are more NPCs to interact with. They actually give you quests, things to do, places to go. It's not as grindy of NPC quests as you would think for like MMOs like World of Warcraft and stuff like that. It's not, hey, go 2 houses down and tell so and so something for me because they're too lazy to fucking walk themselves. It's I mean it's a lot of I kind of like it because the NPC quests for the beginning part at least are teaching you. So there's not really any instructions on how to craft stuff. Like a lot of games, you look under crafting or whatever, it tells you need this, this, and this to craft it. Valnir doesn't do that. You don't figure out the recipe until you make it. So you just randomly put shit into your crafting section, and if you get it right, it'll pop up what can be made with it. Now, with that being said, if I put 2 pieces of wood into my crafting section, it's going to tell me everything I can make with 2 pieces of wood. It's also going to show me things that I can make with 2 pieces of wood and
There's something
this
else needed.
this item and this item. But when you look at it, if it's 2 pieces of wood, it'll say 2 pieces of wood have a green square around it. You got the right number. The next 2 squares, the next 2 items that are required, there's a question mark in the middle of the box. So it's like, I'm not telling you what you need. You just got to start dumping shit in here and try to figure it out.
It's similar to how H1Z1 was when it first came out. You had to take different things and put them together. You had 4 separate boxes, and the first box, if you put something in it, it would tell you, okay, there's something that can be made, and you hit the little button and it says, okay, you can now make this. And take that piece of wood again and put it back in there. Again, you can make something else now with that, with just being wood. And you keep going until you can't figure out anything else that you can make with the wood. And then you take the wood and then you put a wooden plank with it. And then it tells you you can make an outhouse or whatever. It's all these different things. It's basically the same thing as what you're saying in there.
Just similar concept.
Yeah.
There's not a set number of boxes. It's one big box and you dump something into it.
Gotcha.
You can put 25 different items in this thing if you want to, but if you put too many items that don't match anything, you got 4 items in there, and that fourth item doesn't make anything, then your list of possibilities underneath your crafting box just is blank. So I mean, it's kind of aggravating because it's like, oh my god, something simple like how the hell do I make a foundation to start my house? I don't know. So you just gotta throw stuff in there and get it. But at the same time, if you have enough patience, it's a lot of fun because it's a whole lot of use your imagination. Let's see, what would I use to make a bow and arrow. You think I need a stick and a string. Well, there's more to it than that. So it's a little bit of using your imagination. What would I do if, kind of thing. So it adds a little bit more fun to it. The animals aren't too bad. They're not the type that, oh my god, I see one, I gotta run, get away, or it's gonna kill me. You can kill them medium. I wouldn't say it's easy. I'd say medium difficulty.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that the map is huge. Like, it is a very large map.
And they're run on servers too.
Yeah, there are pre-made towns and villages, castle, NPCs in there. You can build almost anywhere you want to. You can't build inside of a pre-made village itself, but there's plenty of open area, and people have, some of the servers I've went on, people have villages themselves that they have built, that players have built, and they look like little villages with a little dirt road running through the middle of it. You got shops and houses and all sorts of stuff.
That's cool.
But it's I don't even know how much it is right now.
$19.99.
Okay, so in my opinion, it's $20. Not bad. I think it is worth $20, especially being that much put into it in early access. It's, in my opinion, I think it's only going to get better, really.
Oh hell!
But I think it's worth $20. It's a fairly detailed game, lots to do. More fun with more people.
Yeah.
They have safe zones where you can't attack people, so you don't have to constantly worry about being attacked by somebody.
Okay. And is there an option to actually create your own server?
That's what I was about to say. The only thing I don't like is there's not an option for dedicated servers. And all the forums that I've read, with the developers talking to people asking, hey, when are we going to get dedicated servers? One guy said that, y'all said at one point we could have them. A developer came back, I thought was kind of rude. He's like, we never said you could. Right now, they're leaving it to server hosting companies, which one of the developers' reason for why he didn't want to do dedicated servers made absolutely no sense. He said some of the reasons why we don't want dedicated servers run by individuals is maintenance, upkeep, and security. Those are three things he listed, which I put a reply to. I put a reply to right under his comment in that forum. I told him, I said, maintenance has to be done for these big hosting companies anyway. Upkeep is going to have to be done because you're going to have to keep the game running properly if you want people to play on them, which is going to have to be done for these large companies anyway. I was like, security, you're going to have to keep, as far as exploits and glitches in your game, you're going to have to keep them patched anyway, or nobody's going to want to play them. Security on the server side is up to the person running the server. I told him, I said, most people that run their own dedicated servers understand if there's not an anti-cheat system built in, such as the forest, then you're going to have to keep an eye on people and make sure they don't cheat. So I told him, I said, with all that in mind, you've got to do all the things that you listed anyway, so why not just release the dedicated files for everybody to use?
Yeah, exactly.
And I told him the only reason, I told him in the comment, I said, the only reason I can think you won't is greed. You're getting a kickback from these hosting companies. I said, if that's not the case, then release the files.
Well, there you go. Straight up.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't trying to be an asshole or nothing. It comes natural to me, I guess.
I was going to say, it comes natural to the two of us.
Yeah, I mean, it does. It just comes natural. But I was just trying to be honest with him. It's like, look, there's the three excuses you gave don't hold any weight because you've got to take care of those three things anyway, even for these big hosting companies to host your game. Otherwise, nobody plays. Nobody wants to host a game that's not maintained.
Yeah. Now, I can see eventually, they might down the road do it, but as of right now, they won't do it.
No, but
But
I will say those servers run pretty decent actually. So, and there are lots of them. So there's no shortage of servers. There's no
yeah,
this one's got this one's got 15 people on it. I kind of wanted one to play by myself. They have plenty of open servers out there, with no players on it. I think the one I picked to build my base on had like one guy playing.
yeah. Now, when it comes to games being able to, create your own servers and stuff like that, I have noticed, and Daybreak did this, is they went to all of the top people on YouTube and the top people on Twitch and said, you support us and we'll give you a server. But we'll not release the server files. So you can create a server. Now, I personally would love to create a server and go back to the way things were before they started changing things in H1Z1. Because the stuff they got now sucks. They have ruined H1Z1.
It's the same. They did it the same way with Miscreated, right? They refused to release the server files to the public. It's only going to be with a couple of hosting companies, which, I mean, obviously they're getting kickback. There's no reason for somebody not to release those files. There's not. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt your game to add 300 or 400 more servers to the list. It doesn't. It's in my opinion. It's going to help your game, because then these people like me and you will create servers because our friends don't want to play with the general public out in the world that's just going to grief and PvP everybody.
Yeah, they want to play with people. They want to play with their friends, and that's basically what our community is. Between Murder, myself, and Searchy, our communities are friends just playing with other friends. And we go and tell our friends, hey, we got these servers. You bring your friends in, too. We're not closing this off from anybody. You want to bring your friends in, bring your friends in. Look at Metal V. Metal V came into the Arc server. Mm-hmm. There's the husband-wife team that came onto the server. And the first team they did was the Unicorn.
Yeah, one of the first ones,
Yeah, one of the first. And those are the, we invite people to come into the servers and play on the servers. And be part of everything. Not be part of the tribe, just be part of it. Be part of the server. Do that, and that makes the game better.
Yeah.
It's that simple. It just makes the game better. Now, moving towards the next game, Epic Games came out with Battle Royale. And now they have a campaign edition and they have a PvP edition. Their PvP edition went free to play at the end of September. So now you can go in and play, Fortnite for free on the PvP side. Now the PvE side, they have 4 different tiers to it. You get more things as you pay for more things. Right now they're 40% off on their stuff. $23.99 for a standard edition. Deluxe edition's $35.99. The Super Deluxe edition is $53.99. And then the limited edition is $89.99. What they give you more than the other, I don't know, because I haven't even looked into that. I'm just telling you what I see exactly right here. And it even states that that's 40% off. So, once they get rid of that 40% off, I mean, the price is just going to skyrocket again for the campaign editions.
Yeah.
But that's on them. That's on them, not on me. But as far as their PvP Battle Royales, Murder, myself, and 2 of my children played together. And through the differences in play styles and things, this game doesn't rely on pinpoint accuracy like PUBG does. What I did like is that you could build up, inside of houses. You could build around the houses. You could do all this to fortify yourself so you could survive a little bit longer. It is pretty quick pace, though. I have to give it that. My kids found that it was easier to play this than it was PUBG.
I find it easier to play.
I find it.
I actually killed people in it.
I find it that it does have its challenges. There's a learning curve that has to be done here. And there definitely is. You see a lot of YouTubers who are playing this game, and streamers. You see them playing this game, and there's only a handful that are actually showing you how difficult it is for them even to play the game from them dying. They're not just showing you, oh, this is my win, this is my win, this is my win. I'm doing nothing but winning. They're actually showing you, oh, crap, I died number 5, I died 10, I died 20. You got a handful of streamers and YouTubers who are doing that, so they're kind of giving you a better idea that the game ain't as simple as you think it is, but it's not as hard as PUBG or other games like that. It does support the Xbox controller. I see eventually this being able to be modded only because it is through Epic, and Epic does use the it's not Unity, it's the Unreal Engine to play, which is the same engine that they use for Ark, the same engine that they use for PUBG. And in it being that, you've got the ability to mod in Ark, which then eventually you'll be able to mod in Fortnite. Give it a chance and you'll be able to do it. Now, you might even be able to start setting up your own servers eventually. And when that happens, yeah, there's going to be different rule sets like pistols only. What's the other ones? Snipers only. I really would not like to see a zombie situation. Because I don't give a rat's ass about that bullshit.
I want to see
PUBG did that. Yeah, PUBG did that with zombies. They have this stupid fucking zombies now.
I want to see a pickaxe only.
Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of pickaxes only. Okay, so my one son left this game open. So she sits down on her computer and she sees that it's open. She goes, oh, what the hell? Hits the play button. She parachutes in, she's walking around, looking for things. You see her, she's, okay, this button does this, the mouse is doing this, and she's looking at the screen, and she's doing her thing, and she's whacking at things. She picks up a pistol, she picks up some ammo, turns around, bam, there's a guy there. I'm like, go get him, go kill him. So instead of pulling the gun, she just gets the pickaxe out, she starts hacking this son with a pickaxe. And they're hitting back and forth, back and forth. He ends up getting a lucky shot on her and kills her. But when you looked at his health right after, he was down to 13. He had 13 points. He could have been her first kill. But as fate had it, she didn't. But it was funny to see her sitting there just whacking away with that frickin' pickaxe. Give her a pickaxe and just let her have at it, is what I'm saying. Put her in the pickaxe only matches and she will do fine. She's glaring at me now. But what are your honest opinions of Battle Royale for Fortnite?
I like it. Like you said, it's a little easier. I have a hard time with PUBG because the accuracy is just is crazy. And it's hard for me to do that type of accuracy. I know it sounds weird because everybody's, PC Master Race and all that stuff, but it's hard for me as a gamer personally to have that kind of accuracy with a mouse. Believe it or not, I'm way more accurate with a controller. I guess because my entire life has just been a controller. But I do like the Fortnite Battle Royale. You don't have to have perfect accuracy to hit somebody. Now, it's not easy, like, oh, I'll just shoot beside him and still hit him. Not quite that easy, but it's not as hard as PUBG. I like the fact that you can build, if somebody's shooting at you, you just build a wall.
Yeah, if you have the materials. If you have the materials to do it.
Yeah, you could just throw up a temporary four-wall, structure to hide behind. Granted, they can come tear it down or they can get to a different vantage point and shoot over it or around it or something. But I like the fact that you can throw up a barricade fairly quickly to try and protect yourself or try to run away from them.
Yeah. Or to help yourself get a better vantage on them because you have the ability to build stairs. So you'll be able to get up on those stairs, walk up that stairs just a tad bit, just to be able to peek your head out to get shots on them, so that you have a higher vantage point than they do.
Yeah, that's what we did. We made the stairs.
Yeah.
You guys built the stairs up to the top of that mountain, that plateau, so we could see down on people. And then, of course, 30 seconds after Grim tells his son, hey, give Murder the sniper. He's go to the sniper rifle. I got sniped and died.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was funny. And what about the last match that we played that night? It was just me, you, and Pickles there. And
we were at that restaurant?
No, we weren't at the restaurant. The one where we dropped down into that the industry area. And the two of you died, and I had no guns, no nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And
hiding next to the cliff wall.
And so I had nothing. I mean, literally, I had nothing. Everybody else, automatics here going off, people dying all around me. I was like, you know what? The hell with this. I went up next to the side of the cliff wall, hugged the cliff wall all the way around, sat there and just waited. And then when I had to move, I moved. And I just kept going until I ended up getting killed. But I ended up, we ended up 5th place?
5th or 6th, somewhere in there.
Yeah. We ended up in the top 10. Just doing that. I mean, it would have been great had we, won.
So if anybody watching, if y'all like PUBG,
try Fortnite
Battle Royale. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Just download it. It's free. It is actually, if you like PUBG, I guarantee you will like Battle Royale. It's the same type of gameplay, same thing, but you get to build structures. But it really is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. And in fact, if you guys want, you can always friend us on Epic's friend list thing. Grim Stout here. You got Murder and Spree over there. And, if we're in the game and we're playing, you guys want to squad up, we squad up. Alright, so all in all, to sum it up, Fortnite, get it. Valnar, he says get it. The next day...
I'd get Valnar before next day, personally.
Yeah. So that's, personal opinions, if anybody's getting games, see what happens. Now, when it comes to protecting yourself, just always be careful of where you're putting your personal information and how they're using it. There is tons of privacy policies for every site. And some of them are just cookie cutter privacy policies. But if you go through there, you can read exactly what they can and can't do. And if it's something that you don't agree with, then you know what? You go somewhere else. So, to sum it up, always protect yourself. CYA, cover your ass. Play Fortnite. Get Valner. Look at Next Day. And hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Look for the YouTube channel to be changing over we're combining all the YouTube channels we have, so we're going to put them all under one YouTube channel. It'll still be CNG Gaming's YouTube channel, but you'll start seeing all of our channels kind of just going under one, and we'll send out information to everybody that's subscribed to one channel or the other to let them know, hey, we're moving everything to this channel here, and we'll go from there. Murder's got his channel. He doesn't really use as much, I heard.
No, I'm in the process of a couple fairly big changes. I just haven't. I get to a certain point, I'll announce to everybody what's going on.
But come by, stop by our streams.
Look us up on Steam if y'all want to play any games.
Yeah. Let me see here. And yeah. Let's see. What's coming through on the channel? Okay. Just want to make sure. Trying to think of. On Steam, Murder and Spree is just that, and I am just that. And then Searchy, if you want to check her out, we'll Searchy in the morning. Well, that's Twitch as well, right? Both of them are the same.
Everything's Murder and Spree, yeah.
Yeah. Steam is just Searchy. Just Searchy.
Oh, you're talking about hers.
Hers, yeah. Yeah, mine's the only oddball because when I started my Twitch channel, it was Batapally because it was for World of Warcraft only, and that was the name of my paladin.
You're just a weirdo.
Yeah. But I can honestly say I was the very first Batapally in World of Warcraft. So.
He was the first weirdo in World of Warcraft.
No, it wasn't. I was, second week of World of Warcraft is when I finally was able to, get my, beta keys. But, anyway, peeps, hit us up, come check us out, and, you got anything else, bud?
No, not that I can think of. That big giant bottle of Dr. Pepper there.
Oh yeah, I love my Dr. Pepper. So anyway, peeps, appreciate y'all for stopping by. Hit us up. Send us information if you want us to talk about something. that we haven't hit on yet, or if you have questions about things that we have talked about, go ahead and hit us up about those. Send us your questions. Hit the archives and look at some of the past broadcasts and see if there's anything that we've talked about that's interesting to you, and then just, send us information back or ask questions about those, and then we can clear things up. So, for Murder and myself and for Searchy, I want to thank you all for stopping by. That's like I always say, friends don't let friends get them alone. Peace.